You're listening to a Lost in the Groove segment.
Having good vibes with your bones and joints. Taking a trip into the groove. American groove into stoner world. Gonna play.
If you have this song, okay, and this is like playing, you're just like, this is so racist. Like, I am a ninja. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
You're the one that showed it to me.
Well, yeah, because I stumbled upon it over a clip and I was like, what the fuck? It turns out like this is a girl that owns like Murphy Bed Company or something out in Orange County in California. And then she just like made this song and it just was so much backlash.
That is just the weird. How did she not see that coming?
I don't know. I mean, I guess when you make a highly racist song
She
about
was
being
like
a ninja,
something about a Murphy bed rhyming with itching her head
could
that
have
was,
been
like,
better.
in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there were so many options for her to go a better direction, but she chose the option of fucking all this shit up, you know?
I think even if I could make a Murphy bed company, I wouldn't. Like, that might be something where I was like, you know what? That sounds really boring, and I have no passion for that. So I questioned somebody who made a business out of Murphy beds. Like, I'm pretty sure it's specifically just for money purposes.
Well,
like,
you
I don't
question-
think that she has a passion.
You question a lot of people in their business. I mean, I don't blame you because like there's a lot of people that do a lot of shady shit. Like, for example, okay, you get those people that are like coach consultants. Like they have this whole plan to change your life. Carissa, you hear me? They're gonna change your life.
My life.
And it's just such fucking bullshit. Like you give these people $600, they give you this like course. Okay. And it's just bullshit. You know, it's like, it's not real. It's not good, but they think it is. They think they're benefiting people, but they're not.
Oh, you know what changes? What changes your life?
What?
Like
Weed? 100%.
changing- Yeah, weed is helpful, but
100%.
changing your actions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Elaborate, honey. Elaborate.
I don't know. I mean, like, things around you change when you make changes. Sometimes it's hard to like figure out like what changes to make. I was gonna say the other thing that really helps is prayer. I feel like praying is probably
I
one of the
dare
most
you
like,
to say the word changes one more time.
yeah. Did I tell you that I found a caterpillar in my bedroom?
Did it turn into a butterfly?
No, I put it in like a little like second grade jar when poked little
first
holes
grade.
for air, whatever grade. And you do that thing where you take a butterfly caterpillar and watch it turn into a butterfly, and it's really cool. We had one at school and it was like a big ass caterpillar, and it was like, you know, like had a lot of crazy movement and like was kind of gross. And then it like, you know, made like a giant chrysalis and stuff. It was really cool. But I found this caterpillar in my bedroom and it was like all like curled up and like dry. And I was like, what the hell? How long's this thing been in here? And I put it in the glass and I like took like a seashell and like put some water in it and stuff and like got a leaf and a twig and like put it in there and like full out started like having a pet caterpillar just to see. I decided that if it doesn't change or like respond positively, which like so far it has, like last night I came home and it had eaten like a heart shape in the leaf that I gave it, and I was like, whoa, like it like blew my mind.
It's interesting because people think that because it's an insect, they're not smart. I hate to tell this to people, but you'd be very surprised. There's actually quite a number of insects, such as actually cockroaches. This is why cockroaches are an invasive species. They're actually intelligent. Like, they're smart. They're clever.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
They like...
you can tell.
Okay,
They know
found okay.
things.
This is so gross. I'm going to change the topic. I know you want to change the topic, but
Well, I was just talking about my caterpillar. It's really
and then I brought
cool.
up cockroaches because this is what Dave does.
You just
Okay,
talk about insects being intelligent. It's true. Everybody can attest to that. Like, they are.
but why? You know, it's like interesting because you think of intelligence as having like a large brain, but I don't know. I mean, whales are intelligent, but
Well, species are, wired for survival, but they also like grow in the environment, that they're meant to survive in. So, I mean, like their skills more or less are very fitting to what they're trying to do. And I mean, just in general, it is pretty impressive. But I think with insects, the reason why it's so surprising is because of their size. But it's like just because they're small doesn't mean they're not going to be like, equally equipped for the environment
well,
that they're in.
think about a caterpillar though, because a caterpillar becomes a butterfly.
Yeah, I wonder if
It's
mine's a moth.
crazy.
Like,
But that's even. I mean, moths are still pretty cool, even though they
I don't
destroy
know.
furniture.
I decided that if it didn't like turn into something or like it wasn't like going well, I would
You
put
kill
it.
it.
No, I'd just like release it.
Okay.
I might still release it. I'm just
All
trying
right.
to see. I haven't been home. It's cool though. It's good. Good little caterpillar. I have not given it like a name or anything like that. I don't
Melvin.
know. Nah, that's so lame. Ew. I don't
Boris.
know. Paul.
Christopher.
Columbus.
Andre.
3000.
Bleep blop.
Blue blop.
Soto. We can keep this going for an hour, honey. Trust me. I will
don't
come
know.
up with names like
I
I
think
am
it
the
just
person.
ended.
Sure, but if you need me to name your baby, the kid that you haven't seen in 30 years because you can't stand them, trust me, I will be there to give you a name if you need me to.
Baby, you make me want to eat candy. I guess it's stoner time.
Well, I'm eating. I went to Checkers. Yes, I go to Checkers and I eat food there. They're delicious. And
Well, yeah, Florida has Checkers. We don't have Checkers over here.
well, the thing about Checkers, what's the Northeast thing? But like the cool thing about Checkers is their fries is what they're really famous for. The burgers are okay. Their buns suck. Their buns suck.
Sucky buns.
Yeah, they're sucky buns. They're bad, but their fries are really good. It's just kind of weird of how like expensive fast food is. So kind of just like a little bit of rundown. Whoever's watching this is going to be Sunday, so this is Friday night. I went. I'll tell you this. I went to go see a girl that is a guitarist and a singer and songwriter. She was. I did an interview with her. She's gonna, it's coming out next month, and I went to see her tonight. And you called me and I was like, "Hey girl, what's up?" And then I was like, "Yeah, what's up, girl?" And I'm like, I'm at this place listening to this really cool concert. And it was another level. But the best part I think was they tried to do Christmas in July. I didn't even know this is a thing, is Christmas in July. I think it's stupid, my opinion, but I thought it was really cool what they did. So yeah.
You hate on Christmas?
I just believe that holidays belong in their designated.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've heard of some other people doing some like Christmas in July type celebration stuff, and I can't remember what else it was that I saw. There was, plans for some Christmas in July shit.
Louis doesn't seem to agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like pissed. He's like, play with me. I don't know what to do.
Well, he doesn't agree. I feel that he's not agreeing with you on this. That's like, he's Team Dave right now.
Yeah, no, he's like sitting there just like wiggling his tail, like, haha. Like, that's it, Like he's like having a fun time barking at me, basically.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's what he lives for. This is what this doggo lives for, is to bark uncontrollably.
Uncontrollable barking.
uncontrollable barking for long
I don't know. I
periods.
muted him for a second just to like see if it would help, and he's still like barking.
I
I could give him
think
like a bone or something. Maybe we
I
should do
think
that.
I think people I think for our listeners and for the Lost and Groove fam, I think they've gotten used to the fact that American Groove does include a dog by the name of Louie because he's been very vocal on this podcast. How vocal? Very. There are
Yeah, it
numerous
comes and
episodes.
goes.
Comes and yeah, there are episodes where he's really quiet, and then there are ones where he's really noisy. You know, like
Well,
you never know with him. Like it's very random.
he was chill a minute ago, and then he just like came up and was like rah rah rah.
It's very
But
spontaneous though. Like he will just randomly bark just for no reason, just out
I
of
can't make any
nowhere.
sense of it.
No,
No. Yeah, I can't make any sense of it. Yeah, so Friday night. It's Friday night. I know you said this is coming out on Sunday, but yeah, I got off work. I called Dave because I've been really busy. I was out of town.
to
Yeah,
Iowa,
I went back home to visit. It was really awesome. I had a
to
great
Iowa.
time. No,
I love saying that. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. So yeah, I was away from the podcast for a minute. I'm back in LA again now, and yeah, I fast food's way too expensive. I believe I spent 17, no, maybe $15 on a sub sandwich, and I
Woo!
was like, kill me. And then
Kill me, Lord, please.
I got 2 bottles of water for like $8,
Oh
and I was like, what's going on here?
God, that's bad.
But yeah, money is really really rough. Try not to
But
pay attention to it.
on a good note, according to Rocket, which is a app that I use on my phone, I saved $587 this month.
Whoa, what
So
the fuck?
yeah, I've been able to cut my budget down by $587. So I guess it's a good thing. I don't know. We'll find out. The thing about me is like I have been very cautious about my purchases. So like in a given day, if you ask me, I can tell you what I've purchased.
Huh.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to keep track of those things. And I think it's because you kind of I this is my biggest problem is that money goes very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think a really great solution to that is, yeah, I'm blowing money right now. You know, I know that I blew $40 tonight. I know that. But I was already prepared. I had kind of like, you know, an understanding of like, okay, this is what tonight is probably going to look like. So let me try to like map out and see where my finances are right now. I'm like, I know this sounds so complex, but it's not. It's just like understanding where you are and understanding what to do with your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally that simple. Like, and I'm not trying to be like a coach or give you life advice. I find that to be the easiest way
I just don't
to
make
approach it.
enough is like the problem. Like
I don't
there's
know where
just
the
not enough.
$587 is going, to be honest with you, because like, yeah. But anyway, a share.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want in general. I don't really know what I want. So I've got to kind of like clear my mind and kind of think again about what it is that I want. You know, I mean, because I think I'm really busy so much that like I don't even think about like the first thing that comes to mind when I think about, you know, like what I want is just to fucking be still. Like just like relax for a minute, you know? And I mean, if I could relax a little bit, maybe the thing that I want would be something different than just to relax. And I might, you know, understand myself a little better. So, yeah, I don't know. It's what I'm saying is it's like it's hard to get in touch with yourself when you're overworked For I mean, I'm talking
That's why
outside of myself when I say that. It is hard for me to be in touch with myself when I'm overworked, you know?
that's why and I told you this. This is why I changed my car because I felt that being practical is great, but sometimes mentally it's not always the option.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need to be able to give yourself those advantages when those opportunities arise.
yeah,
Because guess what? Like, life is too short. That's number one. Number
yeah,
two, like, you keep on saying this over and over again. And like, it took me a while to like this to penetrate is you need to be able to like ground yourself, and like be able to be at peace with yourself, be able to relax. And it's not just some like bougie shit. It's for yourself. You know, it's important for yourself. That's all. It's that simple.
mhm. Yeah, having some time to just like calm the fuck down. I think being at home, I realized like, there's a different type of like peacefulness with just like sitting outside. Because a lot of the year it's cold. And so just like sitting outside and just like letting time pass is really a nice, peaceful experience. Yeah, I feel like I was out of town and I kind of like got a little break from like the stress of like the city and how expensive it is. And I came back and I realized, like everybody that I care about here is under a lot of financial stress, and like so am I. And I was like, shit, like I forgot my life here is really hard, and it's really hard for everybody.
It's really, truth be told, it's really hard to find like the right spot, the right place to live that's affordable, feasible, accessible. Accessible is really important. But being in a major city has a lot of advantages that smaller cities unfortunately don't. And I think that you were I've told you this. I think that your time in LA came with a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge.
Fucking
You
crazy.
learned, you grew as a human. We became friends because of it. I think each place you live has its pros and cons, but I think you've benefited a lot being in LA.
Well, okay, so like sometimes I can go back and like because everything kind of went like downhill for me at one point. So like sometimes I'll like just people do this in your mind. You think, well, if I could, just like made this one change and it could have like put me in a different direction, or if I had just done that or whatever. But you and Louie are usually like a thing that'll like talk me out of that. Because if I hadn't, made the changes that I made, I might have never met you and I might have never got my dog. And those are like one of the two things, a couple of the things that I, say to myself, like, well, okay, like I wouldn't completely undo everything, you know, because like that's not cool. Like, and it is crazy to think that's like, okay, well, would I go through all the struggle that I went through and, all the mistakes that I've done and everything just to like have those two relationships in my life? Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's really
100%.
it's hard. I mean, Louis is absolutely insane. I decided that I would celebrate Louis more and I would spoil him even more and love him even more and try to be just like the best dog mom, like even more. I just really want to like pour my heart into taking care of my dog.
It's interesting in how we create these bonds with animals.
Yeah, I think that he deserves a whole lot and he's just going to be such a small part like
Well, they
of
rely.
a lot of
They
life that I have left.
well, people forget, like, especially house pets like cats and dogs. They even cats. They do rely on connection, communication. A sense of purpose. Like the whole. I think that's the whole beauty of being able to take care of an animal is the knowing that you can't talk to them in words. You have to be able to care for them, learning their patterns, learning their quacks and things that they do and things that they experience. And I think that really like is what being a pet parent is all about. Like I it's so funny when you could just ask me like, what are things that like Twixie does that are so weird? I can name you like 5 right now. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I name
Yeah,
you
go
5?
ahead. The funny things that Twixie
Yeah,
does.
and then you'll tell me 5 funny things that Louis does.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Twixie has this thing. Oh my god, this is so stupid. She has this thing where she meow barks. Okay, she goes wow 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 wow, and she'll just do that over and over, and it's so irritating and annoying. You've heard this. That's 1. 2. Twixie has an insane obsession with watching me cooking. Okay, I could be sitting there cooking, and she's just sitting there, and she's like watching me cook. I'm like, what the? Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, she loves putting her hands in candles and burning them. It's number 3. She loves. This is so dumb.
This is 4.
She loves boxes.
That's like a
Gesundheit.
cat thing. They like little like
Oh my
bags
gosh.
or boxes.
Yes, she loves, but she's very
Oh, he's
weird.
back.
She's very particular. It has to be a certain size box. So if it's not a certain size box, she won't go into it.
Okay,
So
number
cute.
5. I don't have 5, but I'll tell you some things.
Okay. The weirdest thing that Twixie does. Oh God, why can't I think? Oh, weirdest thing that Twixie does. She likes to be walked on a leash. She likes to go out on a walk outside.
Cool.
Yes, that is the weirdest thing that Twixie does. Okay, Louis' turn. Let's do this. 5 weird things that Louis does. Let's go.
He gets afraid of like large fans, like blowers, things that blow air. He'll get like terrified. Like if we go to the grocery store and we walk past like the freezers and there's like a fan like blowing, or like if you've ever seen like when you go through automatic doors
Yes.
and there's like a big like fan that blows
Yes.
air, Louis will have a absolute heart attack. Like he will act like, like a monster or a freaking tornado just like came up under his ass. Like he's like, ah, like just terrified of that type of like fan. And I think people just like, obviously they're not like thinking about like how much it would spook a dog, but that's definitely one of the funny things that Louis does. But I feel bad for him, but he just like he runs for dear life. Like if he hears
If he
some
gets
type of
caught in
fan
one of
like that.
those.
No, he's not getting caught on it. It's just if like
No, but
air
like
blows.
yeah, but the air is like going on him and
No,
blowing on him.
no matter what, like he can hear it. Even
Oh
if it's not
God.
really like blowing directly on him,
Oh
he's
my
just like,
God. Are you serious?
yeah, because like sometimes when we walk past like the freezer section, and if
Ugh.
there's like a fan like blowing or something, it scares him half to death.
Okay, so
Like a
that's
big
1.
fan is just like not good.
Okay, so that's number 1. What's number 2?
He's scared when I cook. He won't come around when I'm making food. He's scared. Once the food is cooked, he won't go away. But when I'm cooking, he's just terrified. If the oven is on, he is terrified.
Oh my God.
He just hates it when I'm in the kitchen. Like, he absolutely hates it.
Okay. Number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3. Yeah.
I mean, that many weird things that Louis does.
There's definitely 5. 100% there are 5.
He's just kind of weird in general. Like, I mean, he farts a lot. Like, he does this thing where, like, when he farts, okay, so sometimes when he barks, like, his whole body will shake and it, like, pushes out a fart. So it's like a full body, like, bark that, just, like, makes a fart. That's definitely, like, a Louis trait. Sometimes he'll shake in his sleep, like he's like kind of half barking, like half running, like in his sleep. I think that's 4.
That is number 4. Number
I think
4.
I mean he's just like he's amazing. I mean that's not like a weird thing. That's not number 5, but he's just absolutely amazing.
What is number 5?
Number 5 would be like when he likes to like poop like on top of a rock.
I have never heard of this before. Go on.
It's like there'll be like a large rock and it's almost a little bit taller than him, but he decides that he's going to like back up against it and try to poop on top of it. I don't know if it's like some type of like dominance thing, but I've seen him do it a lot since he was born. It's like a thing that he does.
He poops
Where
on rocks. He likes to poop on rocks.
a rock, like a decorative like boulder that someone would put in their front yard.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Or like if we're like on a hike and it's like a rather large, like kind of, it'd have to be like about as tall as him. He'll like go over to it and like want to like poop on top of it, even though it's really too high for that. And so like he like can't really pull it off. Like, and it's always just like, good God, like, so like I don't know what happens. Like I don't know if there was like another dog that was like taller that was able to do it and there's like a smell there and it makes them do it, but like dogs are
So okay, so
they're ran by like hormones. Like everything about the dog is ran by hormones, just like us. Like we're
so the
just a product of hormones.
So the number one weird thing of Twix and Louis so far is Twixie likes to be walked on a leash like a dog, and Louis likes to shit on rocks, even though he doesn't have the capability of doing so.
It's like a really really big rock that he can't really get on top of.
It's like, what is wrong with our animals? Did someone drop something on their heads when they were babies? I
He
feel
likes
like
to
that's what
sleep.
happened.
He'll sleep inside of the laundry basket, which is really cute.
Twixie would do that sometimes. She likes when it's like cleaned. This is really fun. If I
Aww.
fold laundry and I put it in the basket, she'll go in there and go to sleep. Like she loves fresh like linen.
Yeah.
Can't
Fresh
get her off the
laundry.
bed.
They love that stuff.
Oh my god, you can't get her off the bed. Forget it.
It's so
She's on there for
cute.
days.
We had animals as kids, and like as a kid, I always wanted to run around in the fresh laundry too. And so I remember kind of like running around in it, like with the cat.
Did you ever go into like the dryer or the washing machine?
No, you're
Oh
not
my
supposed to go
god.
in there. It's not safe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they might turn it on.
I don't know. I just know you're not supposed to go inside of there.
Well, when I was in elementary school, there was a kid, I kid you not, that he got caught in the laundry room. This was his excuse
Yeah.
because he didn't show up for school. He said he got caught in the dryer and it was turned on by accident, but he was fine. He didn't have any. I was a kid, so I don't remember him having any bruise marks though.
I kind of remember hearing something about like somebody accidentally getting shut in one or like, but like we always knew not to go in there. When I was a kid, dead baby jokes were popular.
Dead baby. Can you
You've
please
never heard
elaborate?
this?
No.
So I rode the bus in public school, and what people did on the bus in public school was just say the most inappropriate things possible. That was pretty much just what boys did on the bus in public
Right.
school.
I mean,
And
they were
there
full
were
of
always more
hormones.
boys than girls.
For sure. The rape the girls, of course. Yeah, go on.
But I would say what year would that have been? Probably 2003, maybe 2002. Could have been earlier. I don't know, but there was a time there when there was like, and it was not my idea, but I'll tell you about it. There was a time there before the internet, really. I mean, there was like a little bit of internet, like possibly we could get on AOL or whatever, but there was people told these jokes to each other and they were passed around by word of mouth because it wasn't on the internet. And they were called dead baby jokes. And they were jokes where the plot of the joke was that there was a baby dead. And it was just really, really like dark humor that everyone knew wasn't to be taken seriously.
This is next
And
level, honey. You
everyone
realize
would
this.
just when it was told, it was just like everybody's jaw would kind of be like, oh, like that's the worst one I've heard yet, you know, like. And that's kind of what it was this like thing where you would try to outdo one another's like jokes, and you wouldn't even agree with the joke at all. No one did. They were all terrible, terrible scenarios.
Can you give an
No.
example?
Maybe later after I explain
Fuck.
this. Maybe
Fuck.
if I
I
can
was
think
so
of one.
close.
But what I was
So
trying
close.
to say is that people would repeat them without standing behind them at all. You know, like they wouldn't get repeated because you wanted to tell the joke. It would get repeated because it was like, well, I heard one that was worse than that. You know, and it would just become this kind of like, you know, well, have you heard this one? And that's what people would do, is they would kind of pass these jokes around that were just like god awful. I'm sure they're all over the internet. You can find them like crazy. There was one about, I mean, they were all awful. Like, you'd say something like, what's the difference between like this and a dead baby? And someone would say like, I don't know. And then you would say like blah 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 blah, and they would be like, "Oh God, like that's so terrible," you know? Like, what did you look one up? This is so dark just to talk about it in general.
So
but you have to understand, it was 2002-ish, and like this wasn't to be talked about in front of people. Like it was like a quiet thing, and it was really awful. But no one took it seriously. Like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of strange. There was like a sheltered thing that was happening where these jokes are being told, like, but I overheard a lot of them, and they were all pretty fucking bad.
They are, and truth be told, we're a fucked up podcast, so enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and turn it off if there's like children listening, but go on.
How do you get a... I don't even feel comfortable.
They're bad. Maybe you should type it to me and I'll tell you if it's okay, because some are worse than others.
Okay, this one's
I feel like you should tell a starter one. Like, don't tell the worst one you can find.
All right.
I don't think that any dead baby jokes were ever okay.
We need context, all right? All right. How do you get them out again?
What do you mean?
How do you get them out again?
I don't... This the question? What is them? The babies?
I guess. With Doritos.
What? This isn't... I don't get it. It's not a dead baby joke.
Okay, well, this one's a very dead baby joke. What is funnier than a dead baby?
Oh, okay, this is how they were. It was like, what is that, blah, 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 you know? And you'd be like, oh, no, you tricked me into now
a dead baby in a clown costume.
It's like, see, it's just like, it's like, and you okay, see, I built it up like it would be something terrible, but it is terrible, but it's
some of them are
pretty bad.
There. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I think
There was one that's like, what's the difference between like a dead baby and a bowling ball?
rolls
There's no
down.
bowling balls in the basement. Like, that's how they were. Like, it was like, oh,
Dear Lord Jesus,
like,
Heavenly Father, please
like they
forgive
were
us
all
for
so
we would have
bad. I
sinned.
don't have a basement, but it was just like,
You shouldn't have a basement, Carissa. You shouldn't.
but that's how they were. Like it was just like, whoa, like
These
they were shock
jokes.
and awe
Okay,
jokes.
this feels like it was made by a pedophile. Like these were made by pedophiles.
They were pretty, yeah, they were a little pedo for sure. Because, but I mean, like, everybody lived in like this like weird sheltered kind of world. Like, and I guess like where I grew up, things were a little like hillbilly-ish. So like
You mean hick?
a little bit to an extent. Yeah, a little bit.
In New York, we
You'd
have
really never heard anybody tell a joke like that ever?
we weren't allowed to tell jokes like that. This
We
was
were on the bus, so there weren't exactly like the same rules as at the school.
okay. So
Public school, hey?
okay. I'm gonna tell you something I have never told you before, and I'm okay with saying this publicly. My experience with the bus every single morning was hell.
Yeah.
They all ganged up and bullied the fuck out of me
Mm-hmm.
every single day. I mean it. Every single day for 7
Yeah.
years straight for rides each day. I used to go on the bus crying and go home crying. That's how fucking bad it was. So
Yeah, I got picked on the bus a lot too.
I had no
I could see how
positive
the bus is
experience.
like that type of environment.
It was
Like it's
awful.
pretty bad.
They used to make fun.
Yeah.
They used to make fun of me because I had a learning disability.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
So, yeah, sorry, I can't share a positive, but I like your
No, the bus
experience.
is really, I mean, that wasn't really like,
A
you know,
good
I was saying like
experience
the boys
either.
were like awful. Yeah, it wasn't like a good experience, but I guess what I was trying to point out like how different things were, that like people used to do, like how people used to tell jokes and like how stuff like that like got around, is basically why I brought it up, is because like now I see that same type of humor exist with like internet memes and like different stuff like that. But it's interesting how it used to be these kinds of like stories that were like spread around between people.
Here's a crazy thing, though.
People used to tell jokes a lot.
Here's a crazy thing, though. The world that we live in right now, if you tell a joke as a comic about a transgender person, or about the LGBT community, or about a black person, or a Hispanic person,
Or a white person.
or a white person, it is at the equal level as these pedo jokes that we're talking about right now. As
Not
we
all
speak,
pedo, but
they're pretty
yeah,
much on it. It's just fucked up. It's like, when did we stop realizing that like a joke is a joke?
I think some
something,
comedians can get away with it. Like,
not many. Come on,
but I say like some of them,
select
like
few.
if it's done in like this specific type of attitude, you can tell a joke that doesn't hurt people's feelings if it's told in the
You mean like
right way.
Chappelle? Oh god.
No, not like Chappelle. I don't think so. No, I mean, I've seen comedians where they tell kind of something from like their own perspective or their own experience or something without like legitimately like insulting people. Like I've seen comedians be able to talk about touchy subjects without pissing everybody off. You know, but like there's some that just like they don't care, you know. I think Chappelle pissed a lot of people off, right?
Who?
Dave Chappelle, he pissed people off.
Yeah, he did. I mean, so is Chris Rock pissed off a lot of people. I mean, like a lot of these. That's the thing about comics, especially like when you're dealing with artists, we're fucked up in the head. I mean, we'll say shit that will piss off people. And it's not because we're racist or assholes. Sometimes maybe we are racist or assholes, but I feel like it's just, when did we stop allowing people to be expressive in their art, and stop comedy from being funny? Like, to be honest, comedy has been so stale since after it's been stale. It's garbage. Like, you can't make any of the jokes that we're used to. Okay, like,
I mean, some of it's okay. That Matt Rife has been pretty funny, and I
oh
mean, I don't
yeah,
know. It's a luxury to even have any comedy.
it is. It really is. Yes, it is.
I have actually seen some pretty good comics on TikTok. I was sending you all kinds of female comics.
Me
My
too. I was
TikTok
sending you
started
shit.
like popping off. There was this one comedian that I wanted to go see her in Vegas. I don't remember what her name was, but I should
Yes.
fucking treat myself. She was hilarious. She talked about like being older and like, trying to have sex and stuff. And she was like he has one good knee and I've got, one good knee. And so
Oh my
between the
god.
two of us, we've got a set of good knees.
Just one per person.
It's just like, I don't know. To me, it was kind of funny. Like, just how she didn't like pretend to be like perfect. I like to go see comedy. Sometimes I go to that speakeasy bar down in Culver City. They do some stand up
Well,
there.
when I come out there, we'll go. We'll make it a
Yeah,
night.
I want you to come. Dave and I have been like fantasizing about going on a cruise.
Oh
I
my
just like
god.
keep looking at cruises, but I don't
Because
know
I've
how.
actually, like, surprised. I've never been on a cruise ship before.
I want to go.
Never been on a cruise, so I really look forward to getting probably food poisoning and seasick at the same time.
No, you just take medicine and you
Yeah,
don't eat a bunch of junk.
I'm definitely going to get seasick. 100%.
I'll give you medicine. You'll be fine, and we'll drink booze, and you
Oh,
can nap. And
booze is great. Booze is what's going to keep the vomit inside. That's
you're gonna have a good time, okay?
oh my god. But I mean, like, speaking of which, like, especially like with comics, I I really I miss comedy because we both grew up in the days of SNL stars like, like Will Ferrell, and Seth Rogen. And these are people that made like some of the greatest comedy movies that we loved as
Oh,
teenagers.
I mean, Adam Sandler
Oh,
was
Adam
great.
Sandler, yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
that's how Jim
amazing.
Carrey started,
Jim
and
Carrey was fucking
Mike
bomb. Like with Ace
Myers.
Ventura, yeah, Mike Myers with Austin Powers,
Well, Mike Myers, he did Wayne's World on Saturday Night Live, and
and he
I
did Shrek too.
mean,
He also did play
if you want
Shrek.
to go back even further, I believe they had Chevy Chase and Steve Martin on
Really, that was with
SNL.
Mike Myers?
No, but I'm saying like even like
Well, you're talking
further
about going
back.
like back. Well, yeah, I mean Steve
I mean,
Martin.
it's been killing it for a long time. All the good comedians came out of there. Yeah,
It, well, I mean, first off, Steve Martin was still it. I mean, he is.
we're lucky to have him. Yeah,
Oh my god, he's another level of a comic. I mean, he revolutionized the industry. I mean, think about it. Like, he surpassed George Carlin at one point, which is crazy. But I think the magic, especially with Steve Martin, was his way of capturing the audience. Where he's like, "I got you. All right, moving on. Let's go." He was quick wit. His spirit, just the way he told a joke was just, and I feel like that kind of trickles down even to now, where like you have so many comics that are emulating that. Like they want to have that spirit, especially with their audience. Super stone thought, but yeah. All right, giggity, giggity.
giggity. Yeah, I'm just I
Stone
miss
to the bone?
I miss
Yes.
that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm stoned. I have just been really busy. Just had a lot going on, you know.
I know,
The
honey. Keep on
At work
telling me.
today, one of my coworkers had like a really terrible thing happen, and it was kind of just like was really hard.
Best friend fucked her husband?
I can't talk about it, but
Oh,
just
shit!
what
Oh!
happened at the end of work was just like really, really heavy, and it was just like a lot to take in. And I just told you I've been kind of like processing a lot of things that are like changing and happening in my life right now, and so
I'm
I kind of like
going
space
through
out, but
changes. Yeah, sorry.
I just kind of I wish I had, like a day or two off work. My parents are going to come out and visit in a few
Woohoo!
weeks, which should be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be nice to have them here and like, get some help. I can't like lift things very well, so it's been kind of hard to like move things around in my apartment and stuff like
Did you
that.
get did you get my clip? I sent you a website.
Of what?
They have this device that you can use to help strengthen your shoulders.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's not cheap, but
I'm not surprised.
yeah, that's me with choking away. You should definitely check it out. It's really cool. I saw an advertisement for it. There were like a few podcasts that had their products shown, like it shows real results, and I think it might be really beneficial for you too. So
Yeah, it'd be nice if I had some time to like focus on it to help it.
let me see what the name of it is. Hold on, let me go ahead and pull open my phone
Yeah.
and check the billions of messages me and Carissa have sent together over the
I
course of almost 4 years. Yes.
am happy that I had time to walk Louie today after work. That was really nice.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me on the phone you were going to take him out. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh
well,
my God, Louie.
I wanted to walk my boo.
It's called the crossover symmetry. It basically improves shoulder performance while reducing pain. But this is not paid promotion. I'm just letting you know this exists. While reducing pain with the crossover symmetry shoulder package includes full access to training zone and other materials. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, works for me.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it. I saw that there was like really good results on it. I mean, like we, you know, we don't really talk about it, but we both have injuries, and it's kind of like debilitating because it limits the things that we can do, and it sucks. It sucks. Sometimes do you wish like you did not have a shoulder injury so you don't have to like worry about this shit? Like
Yeah, it hurts all the time. I can't really sleep on that side of my body, so I can't sleep on the right side of my body. So I'm reminded of it always, like every single night, every morning.
Jesus.
So yeah, I don't know. It sucks. I'm glad that that was the extent of it, but it's kind of caused problems with my neck, and it runs all the way down to my fingers. And I have, pain in my shoulder, my elbow, stuff like that, my forearm. But I don't know. I mean, like, I'd still have hope that there's a possibility that it could get better. It really worried me. I think that it has changed my quality of life, but it worries me a lot because I am a single woman, and I have like I don't think people realize, like, with like my body like build, how, like it's I'm taking on a lot by, like living on my own. I carry all my own groceries. I pull everything in and out. I have to move all
Right.
my own boxes. Like I have to carry everything that I own. I mean, for an example, like camping, like holy shit, loading a car, pulling around a cooler, pulling around ice, moving a refrigerator,
Well, the
all
hardest
these things.
well, the hardest thing is like I have a lowrider because I have a Mustang, and you have a shoulder injury, and I have a knee injury, and the issue for me now is that because I had a bone contusion, I have pain right now in my knee. I have pain all the time, like all the time. I have pain in my knee, and I've gotten used to it. Like it's just there. And whenever like I bend it and I'm in my car, if I have to bend and get out of a chair, it's irritating and debilitating. And you sometimes wish that it ends, but you learn to work with it because you realize, especially when you're single, you're the only one that can take care of yourself.
Yeah, I worried about myself as I got older because like there was a moment in my life where I feel like I hit like really really peak like strength, like physical strength. And it was probably around the time that I was like working for your brother, or kind of just like it was around then, but like also like I had like a even better physical strength peak, like a few years before that, because I wasn't as sick as I was when I was working for your brother, but I could really like pick shit up. Like I had decent upper body strength from doing yoga, and I don't know, and I carried that into sugaring, and then I completely ruined my upper body strength.
Yeah, because of overworking. I know.
It was terrible. But it I think that it shows how hard I will work. Like I at least I think that's it what I see from that is that like, like I'll do whatever it takes.
You have to sometimes have that kind of attitude because the reality is this: everything is going towards against you. And that's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just that when you're one person and there's 300 million people in this country, you know, you have to be able to have strong skin. You have to be able to pick yourself up and move on to the next thing. Like, I think that is one of your accomplishments, is the fact that you've been able to do that. You've been able to fuck, like, this is bad, and get over it and move on to the next thing. And you've done that over and over again.
Thanks. Yeah, I just like I said, like I'm not really sure like what I want right now.
Ow.
That can be kind of hard. Yeah, Dave changed his hair. I've never seen it this way. It's pretty cool.
You have I thought you did already.
On Monday, I saw it on Monday,
No.
but I'm saying like on the podcast, I haven't seen it like this yet.
Yeah, I was just like I was bored and I'm like, fuck it, who cares? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but in
Positivity, ladies
general,
and gents. Huh?
I think that I think that God has been really good to me recently. Like, just like in general, like I feel pretty blessed recently.
Why recently?
Well, I did good in my class. I got a good grade. I got, a new job. My finances are a little bit better on track, and I have friends, and I got to see my family, and I I mean, I kind of have an idea of what to do. I've got my dog. I haven't been as hungry recently. I feel like food has been happening, which is good.
It's a
I don't
good
know.
thing.
I feel like God's been good to me recently. Like my flights were smooth. All my luggage was where it was supposed to be. I got the caterpillar. It's kind of cool.
Yes, which we're gonna find out if it's either gonna be a butterfly or a moth. We'll stay tuned on that.
Yeah. I watched these movies. Like I watched so many movies when I was at home.
I see.
I
It's
watched
tons of
this
movies,
movie.
dozens.
Yeah, like for real.
Okay, I
And I
got
went
you.
to Indiana Jones too. Did you ever
Yes, I
go?
did. I did see
We both
Indiana Jones.
so we both saw it. How cute.
It was
It was
great.
that girl, the girl from Fleabag.
I don't know. I just it's so funny because it was such an Indiana Jones. It was such an Indiana
I
Jones
liked
movie.
it.
It was like
Yeah.
Nazis, check mark. Okay, insane stunts that definitely you don't need to have, check mark. Like so many check marks. It was just it was a perfect Indiana Jones. Like,
It was good.
yeah, after the Crystal Skull, of course. I mean, like this is the last one. Like there's no more Indiana Jones.
I thought it was really cute. Wasn't the opening cute when they were playing the Beatles?
I don't even remember that.
Don't you remember the very beginning? Like he wakes up and his neighbors are a bunch of hippies and they're downstairs and they're like playing Beatles music.
Oh yeah. Well, that's yeah, like when you realize it was so funny because I totally did not realize that Indiana Jones was like during World War II.
Yeah, it
So
was a long time ago.
yeah, and I totally didn't even realize like the Crystal Skull was like the early 50s. I'm like, what? What? And then this is well, I think there was a movie before this one. But this was like the 19 like 60s. And it's just like it's I don't know, it was so weird. You know, it was
There
just
was
like
a lot going on, but like I was
yeah.
all there for it. Like I was like, whatever. Like I like it.
The
I
deep
liked it.
the deep fake was really good though, because like it looked like young George Harrison, but you know,
George Harrison. Yeah, no, Harrison Ford.
Harrison. I'm thinking
I
Yeah, Harrison Ford. Sorry.
I'm glad that it didn't last the whole movie. Like
Yeah, he looks good though for his age.
yeah, he does.
He looks
He reminds
sexy.
me of my father.
And he has like he has the hat and the whip.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Oh my god,
Indiana
yes.
Jones is amazing. Like he really is a cool. I don't know. I like how he's like really well educated and like he's a scholar and but he's also like, you know, an adventurer, like really really good with a gun. Like he's
L-
cool. He's kind of
loves
one of
to
a kind.
likes to jump off of things and do incredible stunts, which is
He feels more like earthy as a superhero.
he
Like
is
he doesn't have any like superpowers. He's a superhero. He's like a product of his environment.
I, to be honest, I mean he's a story from a bygone era. You know, an era of a like super cool like slash spy slash assassin slash like solo like
He's like a war hero, but he's
yeah
like his own,
thing. It's
yeah, he's like
Indiana Jones, you know. I mean, like you gotta remember Steven Spielberg. When the movies came out, like it was in the 80s, you know, and it was just like it was a different
yeah,
time, you know.
they were
But
really good.
they
There
were
wasn't
really
anything
good.
like it. Yeah.
No, there was a lot of really great films that came out of the 80s, and I don't know. Just watching them now, even though like their special effects was terrible.
I don't know. They made a lot of stuff.
They
They had all
did
those like miniature models of like planes and as a
cars,
kid we always used to
roads.
go to the Indiana Jones like show. back in MGM Grand. Well,
Yes.
not MGM Grand, but at the MGM Studios, they
Yes.
had like a giant arena.
Yeah, with Indiana Jones. I went there a few times. It was
They'd
really
set a car on fire, and
yeah.
they had the big stone that would chase them, and
They
it
would
was amazing. The plane would go on fire. He'd bounce off the little awnings. It was amazing. They'd pull people from the audience and put them in outfits, and yeah.
I would love to be called. Never have. I need my moment. I think we have reached that time, my darling. What do you think?
We had a wonderful podcast.
We did exactly 1 hour. Isn't that amazing? So, if you like what you like and want to learn more about Carissa, well, let's see. Carissa is a fully licensed esthetician, makeup artist, candle maker, and of course, pouch lover. If you want to check out more, you can find her at American Groove. I think it's American Groove or American Groove. I don't remember. One of those.
You'll find it.
You'll find it.
It was
Just
hard to
American
remember.
Groove or American Groove Pod on IG. And be sure to like and subscribe. I am about to shut down in T-minus 10 seconds. Before I do that, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. So with that, bitches and motherfuckers, catch you on the next one. Stay groovy, my friends. Love you.
Bye.